colossal shadow from the depths of the universe silently crept into our solar system. This interstellar object was so massive, it instantly triggered the radar systems of the Atlas telescopes. The scientific community was stunned. Never before had such an enormous alien object from the distant edges of the cosmos entered our galaxy. Thanks to high-resolution images captured by the Vera C. Rubin Observatory, we were able to examine this object now named Threel Atlas in far greater detail. The findings were astonishing. Measuring nearly 7 miles across, Threel Atlas dwarfs both Borisov, just 0.6 miles wide, and the enigmatic Oumuamua, a mere 0.2 miles, the only other interstellar visitors ever detected in human history. This makes Threel Atlas the largest interstellar object ever observed. But the size of Threel Atlas was only part of the story. What made it even more fascinating were its other features. Spectroscopic analysis by the James Webb Space Telescope, along with NASA's infrared observatories, confirmed the presence of water ice, silicates, carbon-rich minerals, and complex organic molecules on its surface. And once again, just like with Threel Atlas, the question resurfaces: could there be life in the distant corners of the universe? Right now, the scientific world is buzzing with countless hypotheses. What do you think? Could life really exist out there beyond Earth? And another question: was this rock Threel Atlas, only the third interstellar object ever recorded in human history, intentionally launched into our galaxy? But here's where it gets even more fascinating. The water found on Threel Atlas lacks the heavy isotopes commonly seen in comets from our solar system. This discovery makes one thing clear: Threel Atlas did not originate in our galactic neighborhood. Scientists now believe that the water on Threel Atlas may have frozen inside the comet, roughly 7 billion years ago, long before Earth even existed. Until now, we believed we were the only living beings in the universe. But what if we're not? If there's water on distant worlds, like the water discovered on Threel Atlas, could that also mean life? The astronomy community is once again buzzing with excitement. Thanks to the arrival of Threel Atlas, the third confirmed interstellar object ever detected. But this story is far from over. Threel Atlas isn't just a foreign rock drifting through space. It's a whisper from the universe, a chance to understand the secrets it's been trying to share with us. I still remember the first time I heard about Oumuamua. It gave me chills. As people imagined wild possibilities like an alien invasion, one thought was burned into everyone's mind. It was as if the universe was saying, "Hey, you're not alone." It felt like a gift sent so we could begin watching the skies beyond our own. And now, Threel Atlas takes that message one step further. Hey, you're not alone. So what do you think this object really is? Just another comet? Or something more, like an alien probe? Stick around because, as the video unfolds, we're going to explore that possibility together with growing excitement. Threel Atlas wasn't the first alien visitor to reach our cosmic neighborhood. Back in 2017, there was Oumuamua. Then in 2019 came Borisov. Two mysterious objects from beyond that briefly passed through our solar system. And now, in 2025, a third. On July 1st, Threel Atlas was suddenly detected by the Atlas telescope in Hawaii. But there was a problem. Threel Atlas was unlike anything we had seen before. So how did the Atlas telescopes manage to catch this strange object? And more importantly, why could this discovery be the key to decoding a message from the depths of the universe? For most of history, the universe was silent. But in recent years, something seems to have changed. 3 interstellar objects have entered our solar system each, just a few years apart. Is that just a coincidence? Or is something truly happening out there in the galaxy? Perhaps our technology has only just advanced enough to detect these visitors. Or maybe the universe is trying to send us a message from distant realms. The Threel Atlas might be the key to that message. That's why scientists are paying attention. This has left many people wondering, why have we seen 3 interstellar visitors in such a short time? Is it a coincidence, or is the universe trying to tell us something? Are you ready to explore this mystery together? Now imagine the vastness of space, a scale so immense our minds can barely grasp it. The swirling gas clouds of Jupiter, the majestic red canyons of Mars, and the endless blue skies of our Earth. This is our cosmic neighborhood, the solar system. It's our comfort zone, the place we feel most at home. But 18 billion kilometers away, beyond the heliopause, there lies a cold, dark, and desolate expanse. Out there, only stars remain, an enormous void where time itself seems frozen. How do we know? Because humanity's technology can barely reach this boundary. To this day, only Voyager 1 and Voyager 2, two human-made spacecraft, have ever crossed that line. But what's truly surprising is that Voyager wasn't the only object to cross that boundary. In 2017, for the first time in human history, that boundary was breached by an interstellar object. The event shook the entire scientific world. It all began when Oumuamua was detected by the Atlas telescopes in 2017. This cigar-shaped object had boldly crossed the invisible line, separating our galaxy from what lies beyond. At first, scientists thought Oumuamua was a comet, but it didn't display any of the typical characteristics of a comet. Instead, it accelerated in a strange and unexplained way, as scientists were still trying to make sense of this mystery. Another interstellar visitor appeared in 2019, Borisov. It looked like a comet, but its chemical composition was unlike anything we had ever seen in our solar system. And once again, the scientific community was on high alert. This was the second known interstellar object to visit our galaxy. Was the arrival of two interstellar objects in such a short time a coincidence or something planned? Were these surprises sent by the universe from far beyond our world? For the past 6 years, we've had a brief reprieve from these cosmic visitors, but that short break came to an end on July 1st, 2025, when a massive dark object moving at a speed we've never seen before was detected from the depths of space by Hawaii's Atlas telescope, capturing 800 images in a single night. The Atlas telescopes serve as humanity's most vital bridge to space, never allowing bright lights to interfere with image quality. On the evening of July 1st, a mysterious object of extraordinary size, approaching from the direction of the Sagittarius constellation, was racing toward our solar system at a staggering 200,000 kilometers per hour. Yes, you heard that right, 58 kilometers per second. To put that into perspective, that's like sprinting across 58 football fields every single second. This is a speed we've never witnessed before, twice as fast as Oumuamua. And with that incredible velocity, Threel Atlas has become the fastest traveling interstellar comet ever recorded. Scientists have now named this massive, astonishing object Threel Atlas, because it is the third foreign object to visit our galaxy. And with Threel Atlas, the biggest question resurfaced: why have foreign objects suddenly started entering our galaxy? Could this be the work of distant civilizations? Or is it simply a random event of space? But if it's something ordinary, why hadn't any foreign object ever visited our galaxy before 2017? It's as if the universe has cracked open a door we never knew existed. Only now are we beginning to notice the guests coming through it. But some, especially Avi Loeb from Harvard, believe it might be alien technology. Why is Threel Atlas moving so fast? And why did it appear right now? After Oumuamua in 2017 and Borisov in 2019, what is this third visitor trying to tell us? That's exactly why many scientists believe Threel Atlas might be an alien probe. Their arrival stirs both excitement and a subtle fear of an unknown we may never reach in our lifetimes. So what do you think is the secret behind Threel Atlas, Oumuamua and Borisov? Do the sudden arrivals of these foreign objects frighten you? Share your thoughts with me in the comments. The Atlas project, the Asteroid Terrestrial Impact Last Alert System, acts like a guardian of the cosmos. With 4 telescopes stationed in Chile, South Africa, and Hawaii, it silently yet powerfully surveys our galaxy each night. Like massive eyes scanning the heavens, they capture nearly 800 images nightly, delicately uncovering the secrets of the universe. Thanks to the incredible technology of the Atlas telescopes, we've been granted a window into detecting these foreign visitors. These telescopes are capable of clearly observing even the galactic plane. the densest part of our galaxy, something other telescopes have never been able to capture in such detail. The nightly images taken by the Atlas telescopes allow scientists to track changes in our galaxy in near real time. In contrast, other major projects like Pan-STARRS and the Catalina Sky Survey struggle to image this region due to extreme overexposure and often avoid it entirely. Yet while others are overwhelmed by the brightness of this area, Atlas stands as one of humanity's most powerful sentinels. So far, it has detected 1,212 near-Earth objects, each projected to pass within 1.3 astronomical units of our planet. On the night of July 1st this year, the NASA-supported Atlas telescope in Hawaii was carrying out its routine sky scan. What it captured through its lens that night would go on to shake the scientific community to its core, though they didn't yet know it. But that night on July 1st, a warm summer evening, the Rio telescope in Chile sent back a discovery that would shake the world of space science. A mysterious object had been detected rapidly approaching from the direction of Sagittarius, the densest and brightest region of our galaxy. It was moving toward our solar system at a staggering speed of 200,000 kilometers per hour. This foreign object, unlike anything ever seen before, in both size and speed, was captured by the Atlas telescopes in just 4 frames, each with 30 seconds of exposure. Only 4 frames, but enough to spark global intrigue. You're now looking at those images on screen. A single point of light appears, emerging among the shimmering stars of Sagittarius. At first, the object was named A11PL3Z, but it wasn't an ordinary asteroid. That would become clear only later. This visitor, initially referred to as A11PL3Z, quickly caught the attention of the Minor Planet Center in Massachusetts, the team responsible for tracking small bodies in our solar system. Realizing a foreign object had entered the solar system, they sprang into action. They reviewed past and current observational data and issued an electronic bulletin. The bulletin included previous sightings of the object. It turned out that the Zwicky Transient Facility in California, along with other Atlas telescopes, had unknowingly observed it since June 14. Once all the data was compiled, a shocking truth emerged. The object followed a hyperbolic trajectory, which meant it had come from outside our solar system, from the distant realms of interstellar space. That was the moment its name changed from A11PL3Z to 3I Atlas. Why? Because it became only the 3rd interstellar visitor in history to enter our solar system, following the famous Oumuamua and Borisov. So, what sets the orbit of 3I Atlas apart from other foreign objects? Why is its trajectory so special? According to scientists' measurements, 3I Atlas has an orbital eccentricity of 6, which means it's almost shooting off into space in a straight line. This isn't just beyond a perfect circle, which has an eccentricity of 0, or even a typical ellipse. For reference, an orbital eccentricity of 0 indicates a perfect circle, but values greater than 1 mean that the object has escaped the gravitational pull and is following a free, open path through space. In other words, an eccentricity greater than 1 means the object isn't bound in orbit, it's leaving, drifting away into the cosmos. This explains the mysterious trajectory that made its visit to us possible. And with an eccentricity value of 6, 3I Atlas has one of the most extreme orbits ever observed. Let me repeat, 3I Atlas is traveling on one of the most extreme hyperbolic paths we've ever seen in our galaxy, and that alone makes it worth watching closely. Just think about it. This object could be coming from the center of the galaxy, or perhaps from an entirely different star system. It might be a completely independent object drifting through space, or one that's following a deliberately set path. Either way, that mystery might explain how it has traveled such incredible distances across interstellar space. Even right now, 3I Atlas is traveling at an incredible speed of 58 kilometers per second, twice as fast as Oumuamua, 26 kilometers per second, and Borisov, 32 kilometers per second. While our minds may struggle to grasp such speed, it proves that the ATLA's telescopes are doing an impressive job. With this rapid approach, astronomers began to wonder where Threel Atlas is heading. Major investigations have been conducted and are still ongoing. This astonishing speed almost feels like something out there in the universe launched this object toward us. Is it just a coincidence or part of a plan? Tell us your theories in the comments, because what you think about this mystery intrigues us all. So, what does this incredible velocity mean? Harvard's Avi Loeb says this could be alien technology, but the scientific community remains more cautious, calling it just a comet. But what if it isn't? What if this object carries a chemical record or even a message from another star system? We'll dive deep into the scientific mysteries of Threel Atlas, the alien theories, and how it challenges humanity's place in the cosmos. So do you think Avi Loeb might be right? Could Threel Atlas really be alien technology? But this event definitely doesn't end here. The discovery of Threel Atlas has stirred the scientific world. The Minor Planet Center began gathering more data to determine whether Threel Atlas was an asteroid or a comet. The results showed that ice on the object's surface was sublimating under sunlight, forming a cloud of gas and dust called a coma. This was a groundbreaking discovery, suggesting that Threel Atlas and potentially other interstellar visitors could carry water. And this coma officially classified Threel Atlas as a comet. It was then given a new official name, C2025-N1. But this was only the beginning. To better understand the sudden entry of Threel Atlas into our solar system, the Minor Planet Center stated that this comet would require many more observations. The coming months could mark the beginning of a major discovery for astronomers. To track its trajectory more accurately, astronomers mobilized telescopes across the globe from China to the United States. Scientists everywhere joined forces. Michelle Bannister from New Zealand said, "Oumuamua and Borisov were revolutions for science." Threel Atlas could create the same impact. So what is this comet trying to tell us? Is it a chemical record from another star system, or something more? This discovery once again shows just how powerful the Atlas telescopes really are. Think about it: by capturing around 800 images every night, they detect even the slightest movement in space, allowing us to map the current state of the universe in real time. That means we can instantly detect any foreign object sneaking into our galaxy without permission. But Threel Atlas is different from any object we've seen before. This visitor, arriving from the direction of the Sagittarius constellation, seemed to be launched from one of the coldest, deepest parts of the galaxy. It carried an extraordinary speed, unlike anything we've ever recorded. Perhaps it drifted between the stars for millions of years, wandering on its own journey, only to quietly enter a place it had never been before, maybe even by accident. Did it know this planet harbored life? Or was it simply a coincidence? We may never know for sure, but now it's on our radar. At this point, you're seeing a graph of Threel Atlas's orbital path on the screen. It will pass near Mars and reach its closest point to the Sun on October 30th, 2025. But don't worry, it'll stay 1.6 astronomical units from Earth. That's over 600 times farther than the Moon, so no danger, just curiosity. Share your theories in the comments, because I love discussing the possibilities with you. So, how much do we really know about Threel Atlas? What exactly is this object? And what do scientists hope to discover from it? The brightness variation of Threel Atlas, along with its gradually increasing cometary activity, is being closely monitored. Initially, it was believed that Threel Atlas was not a comet. Moreover, observations have shown signs of non-gravitational acceleration, meaning its motion isn't solely governed by gravity, much like what we saw with Oumuamua. This suggests that we can't fully explain this object's behavior using gravity alone. All of this data has been officially recorded by the Minor Planet Center, and some researchers, most notably Harvard's Avi Loeb, argue that such interstellar objects may not be purely natural phenomena. At first, scientists claimed that Threel Atlas was not a comet. Astronomers now believe it may have broken off from the protoplanetary disk of another star system, the dusty nursery where planets are born. If this is true, then what we have is a natural record from a distant planet-forming region. It's as if we're witnessing the childhood of another sun, frozen inside a time capsule. This finding supports the hypothesis that Threel Atlas is a naturally formed interstellar object, rather than a probe or artifact sent by an advanced alien civilization. However, some data still shows slight signs of non-gravitational acceleration, meaning gravity alone may not fully explain its motion. Just like with Oumuamua, Threel Atlas is currently traveling toward the Sun at a speed of 130,000 miles per hour. It's moving on a retrograde and steeply inclined path through the inner solar system, a direction quite different from that of typical comets. This makes Threel Atlas stand apart, not just from other interstellar objects, but also from most known comets. Astronomers are now closely tracking several astronomical milestones as this rapid passage continues. Even at its closest approach to our planet, Threel Atlas will remain at a safe distance of about 1.6 astronomical units. To put that into perspective, this distance is roughly 600 times farther than the distance between the Earth and the Moon. So yes, we're safe, and more importantly, Threel Atlas is within a distance we can monitor and study. So, what kind of journey is our interstellar visitor? Threel Atlas, making one that we can safely observe from afar. According to predictions and orbital calculations, Threel Atlas will perform a Mars flyby on October 3, 2025. Just after sunrise over Valles Marineris, it will pass a mere 18 million miles from the red planet. Its coma, the diffuse cloud of gas and dust formed as sunlight heats and sublimates. Its icy surface is expected to shimmer in a pink glow within the Martian atmosphere. It would surely be a breathtaking sight. But the question is, will we be able to witness this majestic glow over Mars? Reports suggest that both the Maven and Tianwen-1 spacecraft will attempt to capture this event from orbit. If you'd like to watch these images with me, don't forget to let me know in the comments. This is truly thrilling for science and, of course, for all of us space enthusiasts. And of course, the story doesn't end here. According to further calculations, perihelion, the point at which Threel Atlas comes closest to the Sun, will occur on October 29, 2025, roughly 4 weeks later. At that time, the comet will pass behind the Sun, reaching a distance of 1.36 astronomical units, which is about 130 million miles from the solar photosphere. In those days, observatories across the globe, including the ATLA's telescopes and the James Webb Space Telescope, will be carefully tracking this historic pass, and of course, will be following along too. So make sure to subscribe and stay tuned. You won't want to miss this incredible event. The chart also shows that this comet will not pass as close to the Sun as the famous Oumuamua did in 2017, and instead follows a trajectory more similar to that of Borisov. After confirming the interstellar nature of Threel Atlas's orbit, astronomers began using various telescopes stationed around the world to study it in greater detail. Honestly, I find it amazing, and one of the reasons I love science, that experts from all corners of the globe come together for the chance to gain even a single piece of knowledge. At its closest approach to the Sun, Threel Atlas is expected to reach speeds of 152,000 miles per hour. In fact, its gradual deceleration will make it easier to observe, but we won't be able to see it during that time, as the Sun's intense brightness will temporarily obscure it. Still, this doesn't mean the mystery of Threel Atlas is coming to an end. Satellites orbiting Mars and observatories near the L1 Lagrange point will continue closely monitoring the cometary activity, especially the jets of vapor and gas erupting from its surface as it warms. These outgassing events could contain isotopic clues about the comet's internal composition, potentially revealing hidden secrets of the outer cosmos. On December 19, 2025, unlike its current state, Threel Atlas will have already passed close to the Sun, and due to the intense heat it absorbed during that approach, the ice layer on its surface will begin to sublimate, turning directly from solid to gas. As this happens, the water vapor released will be unable to keep pace with the comet's high velocity, which is estimated to reach around 160,000 miles per hour. This will result in Threel Atlas fully developing a distinct tail, marking its transition into a classic comet form. This process, the creation of a diffuse cloud of gas and dust due to sublimation, is called a coma and is a typical feature of comets. Because of this transformation, Threel Atlas was given an official new designation, C2025N1. Does this also make Threel Atlas the first interstellar comet observed in our galaxy? We'll explore that question in more detail soon. But for now, here's what we know. Around that same time in December, Threel Atlas will make its closest approach to Earth, passing by at a distance of approximately 170 million miles. This is far too distant to be seen with the naked eye, but it presents an exciting opportunity for both the James Webb Space Telescope and the Rubin Observatory. Both observatories will attempt to scan the gases within the coma, analyzing their isotopic signatures to better understand Threel Atlas's origin beyond the solar system, and perhaps unlock hidden secrets from distant corners of the galaxy. For this reason, the Minor Planets Center has issued a call for additional observations to help refine the comet's orbital path, meaning we can expect a steady stream of new data in the coming months. Unsurprisingly, astronomers are thrilled by the possibilities. Michelle Bannister, an astronomer at the University of Canterbury in New Zealand, highlighted that the two previous interstellar visitors brought revolutionary opportunities to the scientific community, and now Threel Atlas is expected to offer similarly groundbreaking scientific value. That's why the periods when Threel Atlas passes near key observation points on Earth are so important. The entire world is watching with excitement, eager to see what kind of scientific revolution this interstellar traveler from beyond our galaxy might bring. But Threel Atlas's journey is far from over. Right now, its orbit is heliocentric, meaning it revolves around the Sun. This makes its trajectory more predictable and allows scientists to calculate its path toward the Sun well in advance. On March 16, 2026, Threel Atlas is expected to make a close flyby of Jupiter. According to calculations and predictions, it will pass just 33 million meters, about 20,500 miles above Jupiter's clouds. If NASA approves a trajectory change, the Juno spacecraft currently orbiting Jupiter may have the rare opportunity to collect samples from the comet's dust stream. That would allow scientists to directly study materials formed beyond the Sun, potentially peeling back the layers of a cosmic mystery from another world. But there's a catch. Astronomers realize that Threel Atlas will quickly fade beyond magnitude 24, effectively disappearing from our view. That means once it begins to dim, scientists will have only about 40 days to analyze it in detail. Because of this narrow window, astronomers are now organizing large-scale international collaborations, urgently discussing the most efficient methods to analyze the molecules left in the comet's wake. With this data, Threel Atlas may prove to be more than just an interstellar visitor on a hyperbolic orbit. It could be a time capsule from the farthest reaches of the cosmos. Within it may lie the birth story of another star, or the earliest hints of a new planetary system. Who knows? What do you think this mysterious interstellar traveler, this cosmic capsule known as Threel Atlas, might be trying to tell us? This interstellar visitor, Threel Atlas, will leave behind not just terabytes of data, but also countless unanswered questions. And before the dust even settles, some scientists are raising a far more unsettling possibility. What if Threel Atlas is not just an ordinary comet? What if this object is, in fact, a disguised or even potentially hostile extraterrestrial technology? At first glance, this idea may sound far-fetched, even absurd. But there's someone who has already posed a similar question. Harvard astrophysicist Avi Loeb. You might remember him from his controversial claim that Oumuamua could be an alien probe. Well, Loeb is back, and this time he's not alone. In a recent paper co-authored with colleagues, Loeb asks a provocative question. Interstellar object Threel Atlas, alien technology. In the paper, the team argues that Threel Atlas's large mass could easily conceal advanced instruments or devices. They also reference the dark forest hypothesis, the idea that advanced civilizations may purposely remain silent and hidden, like hunters stalking prey in a dense, silent forest. After all, We don't know what kind of world sent it, nor how advanced their technology might be. And if they were capable of sending an object like Threel Atlas across billions of kilometers just to observe or explore, then that theory becomes even more compelling. After all, humanity has already launched probes beyond the solar system, so isn't it fair to imagine others could do the same? In this context, Loeb suggests that Threel Atlas might be a passive interstellar probe, quietly mapping or even listening to us as it drifts silently through our solar system. Yes, it sounds like science fiction, but every science fiction begins with a spark of scientific possibility. So what do you think? Is Threel Atlas simply a mixture of ice and rock, a frozen interstellar comet on a chance flyby, or could it be something more? Its unusual velocity and its highly inclined, nearly retrograde orbit are simply too peculiar to ignore. Loeb and his colleagues argue that this trajectory may not be random at all, but instead the result of intentional engineering. Its unusually high velocity, strange orbital inclination, and especially its close flybys of Venus, Mars, and Jupiter. Could all of this really be just a coincidence? This question has sparked intense debate within the scientific community, but the statistics suggest otherwise. In fact, Threel Atlas's orbital path makes such close approaches to so many planets astronomically unlikely. The chances of passing so near to planets orbiting the Sun are so rare that only about 1 in 20,000 interstellar objects would follow a similar trajectory. Encounters this close, while planets are in motion around the Sun, are extremely rare. And that's precisely why Avi Loeb and his colleagues argue that Threel Atlas's journey might not be entirely natural. This explanation from scientists seems to support the earlier claims, and as a result, the scientific community is now divided. Some believe it's all just coincidence. Others argue that the appearance of 3 interstellar objects in such close succession, passing near planets close to Earth, is statistically near impossible, and perhaps not a coincidence at all. They suspect that everything might be part of a greater plan. So, what do you believe? But the theories surrounding Threel Atlas don't end there. Its closest approach to the Sun is set to occur right on the far side of the Sun, completely hidden from Earth. And if someone or something wanted to hide something, there would be no better timing. After all, using the Sun's blinding radiation as cover would be a clever and secure method of camouflage. And speaking of timing, this object likely crossed the boundary of our solar system around 8,000 years ago, right around the time humanity first began recording history. Quite the coincidence, isn't it? But could it really be just that, a coincidence? Could Threel Atlas truly be nothing more than a comet? According to most astronomers and skywatchers, the answer is likely yes. The current data, dust jets, a faint coma, an icy core, all point toward a typical comet. So far, Threel Atlas isn't releasing any visible gas, simply because it's still too cold. But in the coming months, if it is a comet, it should begin to warm up and start emitting familiar gases like cyanogen and dicarbon. For now, all we can do is wait. But here's the strange part. Threel Atlas behaves eerily similar to the interstellar comet Borisov. That's a pattern we recognize. But this familiar behavior brings another foreign visitor to mind. Oumuamua, a mysterious object that showed no signs of gas, no visible propulsion, yet changed direction as if it were being steered. It came and went silently, leaving behind more questions than answers. It made headlines not just because it was the first confirmed interstellar visitor, but also because it was the first object ever observed with no clear orbital path. Thousands of hypotheses were proposed. Now, the fact that we can observe Threel Atlas so clearly tracking its coma, its trajectory, even its dust jets, only deepens the mystery around Oumuamua, because today, with our advancing technologies, it would be almost impossible to miss such a phenomenon if it happened again. But something did happen. Back in 2017, October 19th, the night sky was being scanned by the Pan-STARRS telescope. At 1:22 a.m. Hawaiian time, a faint streak appeared, a pixel-wide trail slicing across the image, moving at an extraordinary speed. It was Oumuamua. No light, no gas, no trace. It just came and went, like an observer. And that single event, it shook the scientific world, because for the first time, we were forced to ask, what if we are not alone? Since its discovery, astronomers have been closely observing Threel Atlas. The data collected, images, spectroscopic analyses, brightness variations, all point to one thing. Threel Atlas carries an icy nucleus, and as it approaches the Sun and begins to warm up, it displays classic signs of cometary activity. But what about the volatile gases? The chemical signatures that truly define a comet, like cyanogen or diatomic carbon? There's a clear answer from scientists. It's simply too early to tell. Threel Atlas is still far from the Sun and far too cold. But observatories like the James Webb Space Telescope and the Rubin Observatory are on alert. They're waiting, because once Threel Atlas heats up and begins to transform into a fully active comet, its sublimating water vapor may carry with it chemical fingerprints from a distant star system, offering clues about the far reaches of our galaxy. And every molecule in that vapor trail could spark a scientific revolution. That's not just speculation. It's what Michelle Bannister, a leading planetary scientist from New Zealand, believes. She previously contributed to the groundbreaking observations of the mysterious interstellar object, Oumuamua, in 2017. So, for now, based on the data we currently have, the verdict is clear. Yes, Threel Atlas is most likely a natural comet. The Las Cumbres Observatory has become one of the key players in the observation of interstellar visitors like Threel Atlas. Their network of telescopes is specifically designed to capture sudden brightness outbursts and other transient astronomical phenomena in comets and beyond. As part of this effort, two 0.36-meter LCO telescopes based in Hawaii were directed toward Threel Atlas, conducting a focused 1-hour observing session. The goal: to analyze the light curve of the object and detect any rotational variability, brightness fluctuations, caused by the object's spin. By studying how the light changes over time, scientists aim to calculate the precise rotation and trajectory of Threel Atlas. And that's crucial, because knowing its exact path allows us to track and respond to this interstellar journey with greater precision. In essence, the more we learn from Threel Atlas, this silent traveler from beyond the stars, the more our scientific understanding here on Earth will grow. It could spark a revolution in space science, just as its predecessors Oumuamua and Borisov once did. That's why this data is so important, not just for astronomers, but for humanity. Rotational variability refers to the changes in brightness that occur as the object spins on its axis. A comet like Threel Atlas may have an irregular shape, or certain surface regions may reflect sunlight differently. Moreover, if an active jet of gas or dust faces Earth during part of its spin, the object may appear significantly brighter. To detect these subtle changes, we need high-sensitivity telescopes that are unaffected by ambient light instruments, capable of cutting through the noise and capturing the fine fluctuations in brightness. And that's exactly what the LCO telescopes were built for. In fact, LCO may be our most powerful tool in accurately calculating the interstellar trajectory of Threel Atlas. By tracking how its brightness changes over time, astronomers can determine the rotation period of Threel Atlas, how long it takes to spin once on its axis, along with any corresponding light curve patterns. These findings are crucial for refining its trajectory and understanding its behavior in space. Thanks to detailed observations using the LCO telescopes, astronomers now estimate that Threel Atlas has a rotation period of approximately 29 hours. But as with many aspects of this object, more extensive and longer-term data is needed to reach solid conclusions. Of course, if any significant developments occur, you'll see it here first. So be sure to subscribe and stay up to date with the latest space discoveries. What's especially intriguing is how stable and consistent Threel Atlas's light curve appears, far more regular than Oumuamua's. Over the course of its 29-hour spin, its brightness fluctuates by only about 0.2 magnitudes, a remarkably small variation. It's as if Threel Atlas is moving with the precision of an arrow aimed at a target, once again raising questions about whether its arrival in our galaxy might be more intentional than random. Despite the low variability in brightness, Threel Atlas stands out as an exceptionally luminous object. In fact, it may now hold the title of the brightest interstellar object ever observed. Back in late May, the comet remained relatively dim, unsurprising, since it was still far from the Sun and came from a cold, dark region of space. Its surface ices had not yet begun to sublimate, meaning no coma had formed, and for a time, it was even mistaken for a tailless interstellar asteroid. At that stage, it hovered around magnitude 20, barely detectable. But since then, as it drew closer to the Sun, Threel Atlas's brightness in the O band, covering wavelengths from 560 to 820 nanometers, has increased, fluctuating between magnitude 17.7 and 17.8. So Threel Atlas stands out, not only because of its brightness, but also because of its sheer size. It's a truly large and impressive interstellar visitor, based on assumed albedo reflectivity values. Scientists estimate that Threel Atlas's nucleus measures roughly 10 kilometers in diameter. That makes it significantly larger than Oumuamua, and noticeably bigger than comet Borisov, whose diameter is estimated to be between 1 and 2 kilometers. Other observations suggest that Threel Atlas is only mildly active. Around its core, astronomers have clearly detected faint, ring-shaped traces of a diffuse coma. In motion-tracked images of the comet, background stars appear blurred, while the coma remains stable and defined, helping Threel Atlas stand out clearly in space. In addition, the Minor Planet Center reported that Threel Atlas's tail extends across about 280 degrees in the sky, covering an angular length of nearly 3 arcminutes. However, the tail is quite short and often blends into the brighter coma, making it less prominent in many images. Even so, this does not disqualify it from being classified as a comet. As in many fields of modern science, advancements in space technology and communication have allowed people around the world, from America to China, to share in the excitement, and Threel Atlas is no exception. Both amateur and professional astronomers continue to update their data on Threel Atlas, frequently sharing observations across social media and news outlets. The fact that Threel Atlas is not only larger, but also faster, and will pass relatively close to Earth, has made it one of the most talked about celestial events of our time. A foreign object passing this close to the Sun, that alone would statistically occur only once in every 20,000 cases, even under normal conditions. And considering that only 3 interstellar objects have ever visited our solar system, the odds of one coming this close to the Sun are extremely slim, which is exactly why the scientific community is split. Some scientists have dismissed Avi Loeb's artificial light sail hypothesis as sensationalist, but 2 astrophysicists, Daryl Seligman and Jennifer Bannister, have proposed a much more grounded and natural explanation. According to their theory, in the cold depths of space, where temperatures approach absolute zero, cosmic rays interact with water ice, freeing hydrogen molecules. Over millions of years, these hydrogen molecules become trapped in tiny pockets within the ice, turning the icy body into a hidden reservoir of hydrogen gas. As the object approaches the Sun, temperatures rise above 40 Kelvin, and that trapped hydrogen begins to escape, jetting invisibly into space. These escaping gases can give the object the appearance of a tail, even if no visible dust or gas is present. At the same time, this outgassing creates thrust, pushing the object forward, but without leaving any detectable traces, like dust, carbon dioxide, or infrared radiation. This is why scientists have started calling such mysterious objects dark comets. This theory offers a strong natural explanation for Threel Atlas's unexpected non-gravitational acceleration and lack of a visible tail, countering claims of it being artificial in origin. In recent years, astronomers have discovered a growing family of these dark comets near the edges of our solar system. What they all have in common is this: even without visible cometary activity, they still show measurable thrust. So the question becomes, could Threel Atlas's massive speed be caused by the vast amount of ice on its enormous body? What do these dark comets really mean for us? Could they be keys to understanding a hidden part of our galaxy? Yes, the dark comet hypothesis has rapidly become a recognized new class of small celestial bodies in our solar system. But Harvard astrophysicist Avi Loeb remains unconvinced. In his published papers and follow-up studies, Loeb argues that models miscalculate how the surface cools as hydrogen gas escapes from the ice. He claims that such gas release would inevitably produce detectable effects. According to Loeb, Oumuamua may actually be a light sail, a thin, artificial structure propelled by solar radiation pressure. So, how do we settle this scientific debate? Enter the Lyra project, the visionary mission proposed by the Interstellar Probe Working Group. Their plan: around 2028, launch a small spacecraft aboard a Falcon Heavy or Starship rocket. The probe would first use Jupiter's gravity assist to gain speed, then slingshot past the Sun, leveraging its gravity to propel itself deep into the Oort cloud and beyond, reaching speeds of 20 to 25 astronomical units per year. This would mark one of the first human-made missions into interstellar space. In theory, a spacecraft could catch up to distant objects like Oumuamua, but it's already 200 to 250 astronomical units away and expected to dim below magnitude 35 by the 2050s, essentially vanishing from view. A mission like this would require extreme engineering, heat shields capable of withstanding intense solar proximity, and the most powerful propulsion systems ever designed. But there is another approach. Instead of chasing a fading target, many scientists now prefer to ambush future interstellar visitors. And this time, perhaps, that strategy is paying off. While Oumuamua defied categorization with its bizarre properties, Threel Atlas appears far more familiar. No tail, no visible gases, no thermal emission, yet still behaving like a comet. And that's why comparing these two cosmic outliers may hold the key. Together, they give astronomers a rare chance to draw a clear line between the typical and the truly strange. While Threel Atlas shares certain similarities with Borisov and Oumuamua, in many ways, it appears to belong to an entirely different class of object. That's why this comet is seen as both an exciting opportunity for new discoveries and a potential source of valuable insights the scientific world has been eagerly awaiting. Contrary to popular belief, interstellar objects aren't as common as once imagined. And no one knows when the next visitor might arrive. They can appear suddenly, unlocking the doors to entirely different worlds. As we've said before, the data we collect from these foreign travelers is crucial for the advancement of astronomy and space science. That's why scientists keep their eyes on the skies, using Atlas and other observatories, not for planetary defense, but in the name of science and understanding. Now that we've covered the fundamental facts about Threel Atlas, it's your turn. Starting this September, you can track the comet using ground-based telescopes and observe it right up until it disappears behind the Sun. Of course, you won't be alone in this. We'll continue to report on the latest developments surrounding Threel Atlas. So make sure to subscribe. You won't want to miss it. Your support truly means a lot to us. After reaching its perihelion on October 30th, comet will re-emerge from behind the Sun in early December. Once again becoming visible from Earth. And if you don't have a telescope, don't worry. We've got you covered right here on the channel. Just follow along. And we'll keep you updated. But here's another option. Head over to NASA's JPL Horizons website. They've got a fantastic tool that lets you track the comet's position in space in real time. I last checked it on July 4th. And saw its current heliocentric coordinates. Why not check it out for yourself? And see how far it's traveled since this video was released. Share what you find in the comments. I truly believe this bold interstellar traveler has a lot to tell us. It's come a long way to get here. And it might be carrying secrets the universe has been hiding for eons. Thanks for watching. Putting together content like this takes planning and dedication. So your likes and comments really help. We're grateful for every bit of support. And if you'd like to see more content like this, be sure to hit the link below. And check out the Cosmonado playlist. See you in the next video.